K1 Community, Jeff Wiggum, hello. It is a Thursday afternoon. Thank God. Let's see, personal stuff. Uh, Everybody seems to be doing okay. Took my son to a post-operative kind of doctor thing, and anyway, that's going pretty good. So, all right, I really don't have much excitement going on down here in South Georgia. So let's just hop into this. This is more of a chat, a topical kind of study. And it's just really about our faith, and talking about it. I know that I'm working through my faith. I've been working through my faith for my entire life. I came to Jesus when I was 14, and out of a sort of a religious kind of thing. And since then, I hear different people talk about different things, but you just sort of go with the flow, and you feel like you have a life, and you try to live your life, and not get too far left or right, just sort of stay with it. Well, um, I think in my time, I'm 54 now. Especially in the last 10 or 15 years, I've realized that the Christian walk takes you way out of even normal society. Now, when I was 14 years old, I was listening to Leonard Skinner, smoking weed and pot, and chasing girls, and having a good time. Probably being a nice guy. I was obviously a stud athlete, as you guys can tell. And I had buddies and blah blah blah, but also I was brokenhearted and had all kinds of other, you know, challenges going on, And when I heard the good news of Jesus, it changed me. So got out of the world, but that's a real easy one to get out of the world. And that was very difficult. It took years, a lot of success and failure getting away from the drugs and alcohol and girls and all those sort of carnal classic sins, And it's an up and down thing, probably an up and down thing forever, but really separating myself, it really happened immediately because I immediately was opposing my friends. Unfortunately, my friends and even some family came to Christ over this. So, but as we go down the road, you get into this life. I want to live a good Christian life. And what you really realize is that it's a lot more subtle because is the Bible really calling us to the dogma of any denominational Christianity? It's not. I'll just tell you that. It's a God, it's personal, right? He's a God to every person. He himself is not the God of a single person, but individually we seek and know Christ, and he leads us. Now, there's some people who have their groups or little clans out here. I've learned a lot from folks in the Methodist Church. Seen a lot of Episcopalians I've never learned. I don't know if what I've learned good from an Episcopalian, but maybe. Um, PCUS, the Calvinistic bunch, I've definitely learned a lot of good stuff from them and determined very easily how to tell someone discern someone who's a jerk because that place is full of them. But a lot of sweet people too, really, definitely. Um, and charismatic people. But so I got a lot of those denominations, but realistically, the only hope of any of us is not in your denomination. You have to overcome that. Now that's a guarantee. Now, I'm not, you might say, well, I'm not Dr. Joe Blow. Look, half these dorks behind these pulpits at 40 years old, 30 years old, I know about 14 billion times more than they do. And not only would I take them down inside the church, I would drag their butts out of the parking lot and give them a whooping or two, right? Look, some guy don't hop up on a pulpit and think you're something special, buddy, right? If you hop up on a pulpit, you better recognize that you're the opposite. You're the servant of all. Help your congregation. So look, all this church bullcrap, everybody goes by Dr. So and so, Dr. this, Dr. that. Look, I don't know. I mean, it's a little smelly to me. I don't think Jesus came around going, well, I'm Jesus MD. Right? I'm Jesus MDiv. I'm Jesus Doctorate of the Law. JD, baby. No. So you're some dude that gives you a title. All you're doing is separating yourself from people. And I'm pretty sure Jesus really came and connected with people and who he was. He separated himself from people on conduct issues, right? On other issues. He wasn't on worship issues, which is what we're going to talk about today. Hallelujah. So look, if you're out, most people, you're not a preacher. You're just a person. You go to church here and there. I'm telling you, dude, I say BS. on a lot of that crap. And the fact that you're not doing something dynamic in your spiritual life, but these losers out here told you go get a job, give us your money, your tithe, and you live a moral life. And as long as you said the magic phrase, you're going to go to heaven. Well, I'm going to say those guys suck with the capital S. If your life is not on fire and you go to a church, which means you have a pastor, which means somebody's supposed to be a shepherd of you, knowing what's going on in your life, and that guy doesn't know what's going on in your life, let me tell you what he is. He's a false teacher. He sucks. He sucks. He's not doing his job, right? And if you tell him to call me, my number's 912-602-2244. You call him. Tell him I'm ready to talk to him, right? If he's real big, I'll bring a stick, right? You are the church, people. You are the minister. You're a royal priesthood, right? You're in some church and you're sitting. Well, you're not in the church now because all those punk people that think you have to be in church are so critical. They packed up the tent because of some little flu, right? Don't get me started. Faith of God, that should prove to you. When that church opens back up, you're going to go back in there. Please give me a break. I mean, what is it? If you don't think that's being under the stupor of some BS religion, I don't know what to tell you. All right, so probably now everybody who might even think about watching this has turned off because here I am ranting away, and but I don't care. Probably just me listening. But I'm telling you what I think. I'm not holding back. It's as good as I got. All right, give up the BS stuff. That's what we're talking about today. I'm gonna try to make something plain to you. Like, guess what? I don't care what you do on any one day. We're going to end up talking about some of these special days, one in particular. But what I do care about is if you're thinking. If you've heard from all the fancy people in the big churches over millennia and they got it all together, some things, and they lead you down the wrong path, let me tell you, you should just stop and turn back. Guess what? Jesus and those apostles, compared to the Jewish authorities and all the real stud preachers and all those guys, they were like not many of them. And guess what? They weren't the sharpest pencils in the pack, right? They were smelly fishermen. All right, I'm moving on so I can actually talk what I'm talking about. But come on, man, this is a wake up. This is a wake up, and then just say, yeah, I probably screwed up what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyway. Well, that's fine. I do that every day. But don't be just fooled. Don't be just deceived, right? Not be that. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, look, you hear me. If I have a contrary opinion, and you don't think and you think I'm stupid, one, you're probably right. But two is it doesn't hurt you to listen to a contrary opinion, right? It doesn't hurt you to listen to an objector, right? There's something you'll even learn. Maybe you'll even know how more convinced you are that my message is stupid and those punks down at the Pansy Kindergarten Church are just so perfect, right? So go punch your clock or keep watching, which I hope you keep watching because I'm just a regular guy. I'll probably go to churches and stuff. I'm not talking. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is it is your faith. It is not your religion. It is not your belief system. It is not your traditions. It is not your rest of it. That's something else. Have a tradition. Man, maybe you eat spaghetti every Tuesday night. Maybe you take your beautiful wife right out every Thursday night. I don't know what your tradition is, right? Maybe you get a haircut every 3 weeks. I don't, right? But you can have your tradition. I don't care what your tradition is. Knock yourself out. These are some traditions too, but you at least need to know about this. You at least need to let this one settle in a little bit and apply it to other stuff that's in the Bible. That is not the doctrine, the bylaws, the belief statement of faith from your Baptist, Costal, Episcopalian, Presbyterian. Oh, excuse me, non-denominational denomination. Yeah, that's a good one, right? Quit believing that crap. Catechisms, right? Creeds. Find it out for yourself. You got a Holy Spirit, and then if you totally agree with those creeds and stuff, there's some good stuff in there. Well, then enjoy yourself, but not because you hadn't thought it through. I mean, it's good to be a sheep if we got the shepherd of God and he gave us a Bible. Guess what? He did not give you diocese A or B, right? Okay, I'm moving on. But, probably by myself. But I'm only talking to myself and Jesus anyway, so I guess that's just fine. All right. Well, I started this rant, so it maybe it's gonna be mellow from now on. All right, our Christian religion is not 100% biblical. The one is name your Christian religion, right? You want to claim yourself as Christendom. I guess you're going with the old uh, papal. I probably rude them on camera, but we'll back on this Christian thing. They were just called Christians. It's not who they were. They're followers of Jesus. They're disciples of Jesus, and we get to be disciples of Jesus. I hope we are disciples of Jesus. That's good news. So let's start breaking that mind up and thinking about it a little bit, because that's really the thing. All of us is really thinking about it and reading a little bit maybe. All right. In many ways, our traditions are not consistent with the Bible. You know it. This is the easy way to. It's easy to see. This is easy to see. The only reason it's not is because you're blinded. There's a cloud over your eyes, and that does happen. It is difficult to take it seriously. It is really difficult to take it seriously. I don't know who wrote that. Oh, that was me. Okay, but yeah, I'm thinking that I really agree with that statement. So let's use broken record Easter as an example. Why would I use Easter? Because it's so easy and it's so prolific, right? It's so utterly ubiquitous with Christianity. Easter. So this is one of the easiest things, right? This is like looking at the 9/11 and thinking, wait a second, I don't know if I really believe that was, for ragtag uh, terrorists and some backup money and brains that were practicing on it. They took down those towers for about 1,000 reasons. That should start you thinking that I don't know what's going on in the world. Well, Easter's like that when you should look at it and go, I don't know what's going on with the church here. But we're going to talk about it today, and I think you're going to hear something different today than you might have ever heard in your life. I'm fixing to tell you something. Actually, I'm claiming it. Now, it might be wrong. I don't think it's wrong. But I'm claiming that you're going to hear something different today. I don't care if you've been a preacher for 112 years. You're going to hear something different today. I think. So let's just take Easter as an example of what? Of so much stuff in our lives, especially in our church Christian lives, that is not biblical. Like Easter, our world is not as we think. Deliver us, Lord, deliver us, please. I threw a prayer right in there. I just typed it in. Deliver us, Lord, please. Okay, I like this one. Got the bunny rabbit. What is that? Looking at the cross, the pig. I have no idea. Y'all, these are different things. Easter, yep, that's what it says. I do like this Easter bunny because these. I'm saying if you're an evil pagan deity, and own it. That's an evil pagan deity face right there. That's like a massive, massive bunny that could crush your house. I like that one. It's my favorite one. All right. Well, let's just start off. If you look at Easter, let's just look at the Bible. I mean, it's Easter. It's our second, maybe our biggest, really, but it's our second biggest holiday, Christian holiday, Easter. Woohoo! Man, it's got to be all in that Bible. The resurrection's that Bible a million times. Jesus is God. That's a million times in there. Man, Jesus, all this Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Oh man, that's all in there. Man, birth of Jesus to the gospel's got that thing nailed down forever and a day. Well, so Easter's got to be a big deal. So I did a Bible search for Easter. This is a Bible Gateway search. It doesn't say it. And I got one. I got one result. Uno. Whatever the right one is. I don't speak Spanish. I got a couple words. That's it. Acts 12:4, the only place in the Bible. And when he apprehended him, that's when Herod apprehended Peter. He put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Well, there it is. It's in the Bible. Wiggum, why are you even talking about this? This is just retarded. I mean, come on. Are you smarter than Pat Schuler? Are you smarter than Andy Stanley? Are you smarter than Joel Osteen? I mean, come on, man. Billy Graham probably did Easter. What am I thinking about? I'm a total retard. That I'd even think about it. Fortunately, I am a retard, and I did think about it. I'm putting my foot in it, people. I'm putting my foot right in it, like again, because I guess I'm just that stupid. But nonetheless, because I really do desire that I keep my eyes open, and other people would keep their eyes open, leading to the Lord. I think this little thing called revelation. I think this will help pry you out of and into some other truth. So we have one reference in the entire Bible for Easter. Well, that's sort of funny because this was a big Jewish thing. I mean, this is really Herod not killing Peter like he just did James because it was some big Jewish celebration. Oh, wait a second. I think, but you know what? Amazingly, there's a slide that covers it. Dude, I'm an excellent slide presenter these days. Acts 12 and 1. I'm going to get a pointer out here. Acts 12 and 1. Now, about that time, Herod the king, okay, so now we know who, stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church. And he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. Ouch. And because he saw it please the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Okay, now Peter's in trouble. Then were the days of unleavened bread. Okay, now unleavened bread is that's a 7-day feast, and it's associated immediately with Passover because it's about the story of that when the Passover, they slew the Passover lamb and had the Passover thing and put the blood on the post, the angel of death passed over, right? When they were leaving Egypt and didn't kill the firstborn child. Now, at that same time, they baked unleavened bread, bread with no yeast in it or leaven in it. And they had that for the trip because they went out into the wilderness and then went all the way to the Red Sea, and then the Red Sea parted as the Egyptians were coming after them. They went through, and the Red Sea collapsed on the Egyptians. So they were like cruising in the wilderness. So they're doing 7 days. They're eating unleavened bread, no yeast in the house. Now this feast of unleavened bread is completely associated with Passover. Passover, I think, is 1 day. A Passover meal's one time. But the unleavened bread thing but it's a part of that whole thing. It's their commemorating leaving Egypt. So, okay, so now we know what the time is and why they're probably not wanting to stir the Jews up because it's this feast. And who's Herod? Well, Herod's the king of these Jews, but not a Jew himself. That's important. And when he had apprehended him, Peter, he put him in prison and delivered him to the 4 quaternions of soldiers, like we just read, to keep, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Peter, therefore, was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto God for him. All right, so we've got both things. People tell you, oh, well, it says in the Bible. Okay, it says it in the Bible, but it identifies the time. Luke is the writer of Acts. It identifies unleavened bread here. But then it says, when he, Herod, had him caught and in prison and guarded, Herod was intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Well, Herod might not be your most purest Jew. Matter of fact, Herod's not a Jew at all. Okay, at best, he's a convert to Judaism, but he's not. So, from Herod's standpoint, Herod was going to bring him out after Easter. Well, Easter was a really big ceremony, right? A really big spring equinox party to Esther, Ishtar, whatever. All this, the fertility guy. It is springtime. It's when everybody, all the animals get it on. A lot of babies bouncing around. It's a birth of it's winter's over. Spring has come. Days are going to get longer. It's going to get warmer. Plants are going to everything's going to have produce and reproduce. So spring is a big deal in every religion, every pagan, everything. Easter is a big deal. right? Before Jesus, right? Before Jesus. Easter's a big deal. I'm sure Easter was a long, big deal before Passover happened, because guess what? Passover happened 1,500 years before Jesus, at a time when Moses led the people out of Egypt. That's when it began. But spring didn't begin then. Spring began long before that. So this idea that there's Easter out there being celebrated, Ishtar, well, maybe that's what Herod's talking about. He's not going to bring them out until after Easter, which is legitimate. But as far as the Jews, it pleased the Jews because it, right, causality, because when he was dealing with the Jews, they're in the days of unleavened bread, the feast of unleavened bread, which includes Passover. But the story doesn't stop there. So that's a whole big different one. So you got the Jewish, hence Christian, unleavened bread and Passover. You got the pagan Easter. They have to be going on at the same time. Herod is probably in consideration of Easter. Well, I'll just wait till after Easter. Maybe Easter and Passover were on the right date. Maybe they weren't. But here's where the plot thickens. I suspect, in all my, magnanimity, which I tried to use that big word right then off the top of my tongue, probably got it wrong. But no, I'm not a Bible scholar, but I'm just staring right here at the screen, just looking right at the book. Luke is putting unleavened bread, and down here, King James. We're talking about King James, because I'm telling you, this Easter is not Pesach, it's a Pascal, whatever it is. It means Passover. Pascha, it means Passover in the Greek. I'm going to show you. Let me show you. I'm sure it's coming up. Let's just talk about Herod first, because he's the one that said, "I'm wait till after Easter." But the time they were in was unleavened bread, which the special day for them is Passover. Around Easter, we do a whole Easter week. Not we Romans, Roman Church, in our present day, they got a whole Passover week. They mark you on your forehead. That's creepy. They probably mark of the beast. I quit doing that, ash people. That's right. I'm talking to you Episcopalians and Lutherans. I think y'all do your ashes. That's messed up. All right, so here's the Herodian dynasty, right? Herod the Great was a stud. Now, he's also the one that killed all the babies when Jesus was born. But you can look here and see who his people are, right? You got all kinds of people. Uh, people in history. But then we're coming down to Herod Antipas. That's the one who dealt with in the Gospels, right? And then we're working down to Herod Agrippa. But this is a connected, highly political family that had a lot of connections to all this Roman stuff, for sure. Gaius, Julius, Agrippa, right? These ain't, old Saul, Saul Berkowitz down at the local bagel shop. No. This is different. Herod was different. Herod was an Edomite. If you don't believe me, let's ask the all-knowing Wikipedia. Herod's father was by descent an Edomite, which I didn't learn it from the Wikipedia, by the way. I'm just saying. His ancestors had converted to Judaism, right? Herod was raised a Jew. Herod's rise to power largely due to his father's good standing relation with Julius Caesar, who entrusted Antipater. Antipater was one of these dudes that rolled around with Alexander the Great, right? And with the public affairs of Judea. So it's just like anything else. Alexander's conquering everything his brother, and that, now you got the whole Greek thing. Obviously, we got Roman rule now, political appointees. Come on. That's what we got. We can read it. So this dude, born in Edom, which is Edom, same thing as Esau, right? How I know that? The Bible tell you. So this dude's actually a descendant of Esau, who, guess what? He hated his brother Jacob / Israel. Edom is the enemy of Israel. Guarantee. So Herod is the one that said, "Hey, I'm going to wait till after Easter." Right? Maybe that's some of you of the good Christians. Maybe me, dude. I'm going to wait till after. I was like, man, you know what? It's man, Hanukkah's going on, so it's the time of Hanukkah. But I tell you what, I'm going to wait till after Christmas happens. They got the Hanukkah season, I got Christmas, but I'm just going to wait till Christmas, because my tradition, sadly, is Christmas. It's true. Saint Nick, reindeers, all the Christian stuff. Oh Lord, we're lost. So I don't see the big deal. I mean, but that's where King James throws in, because the word was the same word. But this is who Herod is. He's not a Jew. His ancestors converted Judaism. He has this because he's friendly with Rome. He's a Roman appointee. And we got big pictures of him. You got this guy. I don't even know where this comes from. This is when he's talking to those Phoenician fellas. He's got some griffins or something over here. I don't know, man. And it looks like he's got a staff with a finger pointing up. I don't know what that is either. I don't know. He's just painting. It's not like somebody had a Polaroid back then. No iPhones in the BC. Wow, this is the short AD. Now, he could have been looking like one of these Roman fellas because he's a buddy of the Romans, but he's trying to get on with the Jews. He probably would do that. Maybe he was somewhere in between with this dude who's jacked up with this awesome outfit, except it looks hot and it looks heavy, which that doesn't look good to me off. And I definitely don't like the earrings, dude. What's going on with those earrings? Not sure about what stick he's carrying, but he's definitely got a stick of power. Or he could be like this king, the king of pop. What? Michael Jackson. Dude, that's some messed up stuff right there. I even feel guilty about having thrown it in there. But you never know. So let's take a closer look at this Easter thing. It's going to take a minute too, so you might as well pop a soda and just, that's it. But this is going to be a pretty good review. Actually, so in 12:3 it said days of unleavened bread. 12:4 it said Easter. Well, the Feast of Unleavened Bread is a feast that is generally mistaken for Passover. That's right. Passover, however, is only one 24-hour period, while the Feast of Unleavened Bread lasts for 7 days. That's what I was saying a little earlier. So let's see what we got in our 2020 feast days. This is from some Jewish site. Passover Memorial was April 7th. The Feast of Unleavened Bread started the next day. So my question is, after Easter. But after Easter is the date of unleavened bread. So how do you do Passover, which is the day before the beginning of the Feast of Unleavened Bread? Just like it happened. They had to slay the lamb, and then they ate unleavened bread when they cruised out towards the Red Sea. Thus, Easter was not tracking that schedule. Because you'll remember in 12 after this, intending after, they're going to go check on Peter. Some angels are going to sprung him out of the jail, and I guess he was going to go get him because he's ready to kill him because it was after Easter. But if Easter was the date of Passover, then Easter would have been, you know what I'm saying, days of unleavened bread. So he must be talking about something after Easter. That's what one least thinking. So think through that. Because it's likely that Herod's talking about something else. And I suspect, like us, we got a big old pagan Easter festival going on. Man, I've had ugly, accusing looks for suggesting that someone would not do an Easter celebration. Like the audacity of me even suggesting that. God wouldn't want something like that to not happen. This is a great tradition. I'm telling you, man, we're messed up, people. We're really messed up. I mean, like really, really messed up. So Easter, the word for Easter in 1214 again is the word for Passover. Man, I'm good. Look at that. Boom. 12. This is it. So to guard him, intending after the Passover to bring out him. Why would they say Passover? KJV says Easter. KJV's wrong? I don't think so. I think KJV's telling something. They use the word Pascha. Strong's 397. Let's drill in a little deep. Strong's 3957, excuse me, Pascha. Okay. Pascha, the Passover supper, or the lamb. Okay, like we talked about. Pascha. Definition of the Passover supper, or lamb. Usage, the feast of Passover, the Passover lamb. It's Aramaic in origin. The Passover supper, or lamb. Well, we have the same word used elsewhere. Like here's Matthew 26. We've got a bunch of them. Is the feast of the Passover. 17. For thee to eat the Passover. I will keep the Passover. All the other translations use the same thing. That's what that word means, Passover. Why did the King James say Easter? And I think it's to save us from the days that we're in right now. I think it's this obvious contrast between, you know what? Herod wasn't really a Jew. He's over here killing his people, right? He celebrates Easter. Guess what the Roman Church does? Roman Church, they ain't Bible Christians, and they killing Christians left and right, just like good old Herod is. Guess what they celebrate? Easter. Guess where you get most of your traditions, like Sunday worship, Easter. Easter and Easter and Christmas. That's right, Catholic Church. Uh, and we're in trouble. So again, I got them referenced: days of unleavened bread, intending after Easter. Why would Luke clearly state the name of this Jewish feast time and then immediately use a pagan word for the day of Passover, part of his special feast time? Well, the answer is, of course, he didn't. So when we say the Bible, look, the Bible said Passover. Why did the KJV translators use Easter or Ishtar for Pascha, Passover? This one and only time. He only did it once. This wasn't like a common transcription error. What did Herod, an Edomite, or his Roman masters celebrate? Well, they would have celebrated Easter. So as I say here, the KJV nailed it again. KJV, woo! KJV 1 million wins. The other lesser things, 0. To me, go talk to a smart guy. He'll tell you all kinds of bad things about the KJV, but I won't. All right, and on Easter, this is just where I pull this Scientific American. Man, these guys got to know. This is totally secular. This isn't some biased, well, not biased Christian religion. These guys all have a different religion, trust me. It's just not Christian. It's not biblical Christianity. Easter was originally the celebration of Ishtar, the Assyrian and Babylonian goddess of fertility and sex. After Constantine decided to Christianize the empire, Easter was changed to represent Jesus. But at its roots, Easter, which is how you pronounce Ishtar, is all about celebrating fertility and sex. It's just obvious. Even the nasty woman riding the beast knows it. These the egg and the bunny definitely don't know it. And you know what? Guess what? This might shock you, but bunnies don't lay eggs. Unrelated? Yeah, they're unrelated, but they're related to the fertility celebration. All right, it is time to rant. Man, I'm being way too mellow on this thing. Ooh. First of all, bunny rabbits are unclean. Just BTW. Guess what? God, if indeed this is the way it is, and I don't even know. It might as well be a flat earth for all I know. But whatever. Either way, we get seasons. The March equinox. That's what we talk about. Springtime. And there's your bunny rabbit. At first, I saw a picture of you. I thought, oh man, he's pointing at Psycho Bunny Rabbit and laughing. But look, this is Jesus. Not really. This is some dude acting like Jesus. But Jesus, he is the King of Kings. He is seated in glory. He is high and lifted up, which was a bad thing when they high and lifted him up, but it ended up being a good thing. They drew all men unto him. But you know what? He is exalted on high. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Prince of Peace. I still thought he's pointing at this creature. That's about right. You got a big, nasty dude, and that's your Easter bunny because he just has the ears on you. Oh, that's so sweet. I like this one better because this is more of a. That one creeps me out still. This little bunny, I'm still digging him. That's what the idol should have looked like. Yes, dude is creepy, and this is really the way it is because we give our babies to nasty freaking bunny rabbits. What do bunny rabbits do? All bunny rabbits do is hump. You're giving cute babies to them? What the hell is wrong with you people? I'm 54 years old. I had plenty of Easter celebrations. I took my kid hunting eggs. I suck, right? What's wrong with me? Easter, enjoying pagan holiday with Christian name is only okay if it just doesn't matter to God. I wonder. I should have sound with this one because I can imagine sound in the background. Well, read all that and tell me what you think. All right, this is a lot, right? I'm throwing a lot of stuff here. I'm deleting my camera so you can pause if you want to and read it because man, this is Romans chapter 1. We're talking about right off the get-go. Chapter 1. This is right into Romans. What, the Roman Catholic Church? Well, no, but there's still Romans back there. Those gank Romans. And I'm not even going, let me just read this. And I'm going to read it. I know it's a lot of verse here. You can fast forward or something, but you're going to miss out. It's only like 10 verses. Because that when they knew God, so they knew God at one point, they glorified him, not as God. Man, they knew God, but they didn't glorify him as God. Neither were they thankful. Oh, complainers and ungrateful. Yeah, I know some of those. But became vain in their imagination. This is a whole big thing. So they became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Period. I'll read the whole verse before I comment. Okay, so they knew God, but they didn't glorify him. They were thankful. And in the end, in the process of time, they became vain. They became foolish in their imaginations and basically in their untruth. Because there's a reality and then there is an imagination. So these vain imaginations, which you'll hear in the word over and over and over and over and over, they're fake lies. They're dreamers. Not true. Right? It's not true. You know what? John Lennon should write a song about it. Imaginations. Imagine a world. Yeah, he's imagining a world right now. No, you know what? He doesn't have to imagine a world. He's experiencing a world. Right? And no comment. I'm not going down that road with him. And their foolish heart was darkened. So guess what? They knew him, but they didn't glorify him. Then they weren't thankful. And in the end, they just became foolish and lost it. And their imaginations and their hearts, which were foolish, which were full of, which means lack of wisdom, foolish, the opposite of wisdom, Their heart was darkened. By who? Oh, what just happened? No, that's God. Ain't nothing just happening. That sun doesn't rise by itself every day. It is God alone, creator and sustainer of the universe. 22. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. Okay, so don't be wrong, they said they were wise, but they became fools. Because why? Though they knew him, they did it on one time. They didn't glorify him. They weren't thankful. So they became vain. They became fools, and all they had were imaginations, and their hearts were darkened. But that didn't stop them from saying they were wise. But that didn't change anything either. 23, and changed, oh, this one hurts me, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God, hallelujah. They changed it into an image. Image. Let me draw a little line. Imaginations. You see something here? Image of the beast. Later on, not here. Revelations. Image of the beast, right? Daniel also. Imaginations. Okay. Connection. See, that's going to be like the Schoolhouse Rock song right there, and you're going to remember it forever. And the glory of they changed. Hallelujah. I'm not hallelujah changing, nasty bastards. Changed it. That breaks my heart. They changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. They took the uncorruptible image of glory of God and they made all these images out of their imaginations. So guess what? An image represents real fallen angel entities and stuff like that. Just ask the Bible; it'll tell you. Guess what's in their imaginations? The image and nations in their mind. You know the same thing those images are of, right? And those other nasty skank. Let me just back up. Those other fallen, evil powers of darkness. That's a shame. Oh, it doesn't stop though. This landslide keeps sliding. 24. Wherefore God also gave them up. Gave them up. Now, what would a father have to do to give up his kid? Oh, he sucks because he gave up his kids. No. He's awesome. And the fact that he is 100% perfect, awesome, and righteous, he's giving them up's the right thing. But it must have been rough. Must have been rough for these to give these kids up. He loves these kids. But he gave them up to what? To uncleanness, through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Gross. What are they doing? Guess what? On Easter festivals, guess what? Orgies. They're doing nasty crap to each other. All kinds of people. I mean, to people's wives. Man, gross. Why were they doing it? Because God gave these nasty people up to that thing that they were, these imaginations, these images. He gave them up. They just didn't happen. They just said, okay, God, we're just walking away. Now God's like, man, I'm giving you up. I'm sending you on, giving you up to them. I'm giving you to them. Remember that? There's other verses. We've read some other verses at different times. I mean, we hear about handing them over, right? Yeah, anyway, that's not the study. Let's just move on. 25. Who changed? Here's the change again. We saw it again. This whole multiple thing, saying things 2 and 3, 10 times. Pay attention to it. 25. Who changed? So now we got changed. Who changed the truth of God into a lie? Well, God didn't do that. These people did. In their imaginations, in their worshiping of these idols. Yeah, it's no big deal for you to do the Easter egg thing. I think nothing bad's going to come from that. I mean, look at our world. It's not like there could possibly been any effect on our world about us celebrating big time the fertility festivals and calling it Christian. Nope, we don't have a problem with pornography, abortion, I mean, every version of fornication. Good night. Guess what? That's right. Easter worship's part of it. It's my story. They changed the truth of God into a lie and worshiped and served the creature because everything is made from God. God's the only thing that didn't make them, so everything's the creature. So whatever you're worshiping, nasty, whatever it is, yeah, it's a corrupted creature of God. Worship the creature and serve, by the way, act like you don't serve money, don't serve God. Yeah, dream on. Easter, fertility, sex, all kinds of things. Yeah, why'd you spend all that money on those clothes? Oh, so you can pick up some lady? Yeah. Oh, wait, that was me back in the day. I've changed. I'm just kidding. I'm just goofing off now. But the point is, it's just too sad. It really is to take seriously. I'm just going to read it because it just sucks too bad. This is terrible. They worshiped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. 26. For this cause, God gave them up. Notice that again. Unto what? Vile affections. Before, what did he give them up to? Uncleanliness and lust. Now we're at vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. These women are doing nasty, unnatural sex act. You ever heard of that? Yeah, OLBQT pi Y, whatever, nasty. It's gross. And who knows what's worse? I don't know. 27. And likewise, also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust. Ever seen this one? Burned in their lust, one to another. Dude, there's dudes humping each other all the time. It's so nasty. You can't freaking watch the TV without them pushing it down like they're beautiful. But I'm telling you what, any dude who's a man humper out there, look, I'm sorry. My heart breaks for you. But if you're going to try to convince me that that stuff is good, well, you're barking up the wrong tree. Wrong tree. You better stay at a distance and then go parade around with some kind of rainbow bull crap and go tell everybody how wonderful things is because I know the wages of sin is death. So I know it's killing you. And you know what? But God still loves you, man. If you can hear it, God still loves you. It's just sin. Probably a hard one to get out of, but man, cut and run, brother. Go beg before God. Plead, fast, whatever. I mean, throw yourself on the cross, man. Get out of this because you see it's a consequence. This is a consequence. You homo people, that's what God gave them up to. He gave you up to that, this depravity. But we were all enemies of Christ. We were all dead. We all loved the darkness. We all were sons of the devil. But Jesus saves us. You hear this, you got to repent, come out of it. And look, if you know somebody's gay, guess what? It ain't good. Well, look, I've been married with a lady, and I can tell you maybe that wasn't so good either at times. I said, it ain't like there's some nirvana out here in this life. Man, this life is where we work. This is the job, and this is the mill. We're here to work. We're not here to be comfortable about all us. It ain't. We'll come be a, come be a straight dude instead of a gay dude. It's gonna make it. Look, you don't have Jesus, you're going to hell no matter what. But the key's having Jesus, and Jesus delivering us from sin and our depravity and all the stuff that He gave us up to. Mm-mm-mm. I don't even want to read it again. I'm gonna have to read that sentence again. I don't want to. I'm starting with 26. Okay, I'm reading right through it because I can hardly stand talking about this stuff anymore. 26. For this cause, God gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise, also the men, leaving the natural use of the women, burned in their lust one towards another. Men with women working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat. Guess what? Oh, yeah, don't talk. Don't be nice to gay people. Well, man, you don't like them. You suck. If you're going to go not be nice to gay people, it's because you're not going to tell them that, talk to them about sin or anything else. You don't want to offend them. Well, crap, people, right here, they have a recompense. Recompense. I should have a, I like to be reading the Webster's thing for that. Recompense of their error. Guess what? The wages of sin is death. Guess what? Compensation. right? Oh, they're being paid back. They're recompensing. They're reaping. They're reaping of their error, sin. Well, what do you think the appropriate sin, the error is? What do you think the appropriate price of that error is? I got one. It starts with a D. It's called death, and lots of other punishment ahead of that, and lots of pain after that. Because you got the second death, man, it's bad. I spent a lot of time not wanting to believe how bad it was, but now I just said, forget it. I'm believing it. You care about somebody, you better offer them an opportunity to repent, to come to Jesus. And I'm speaking to myself. You got to, or otherwise you're hurting them, man. You're hurting them. 28. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over. One, two, gave them up, gave them up, gave them over to a reprobate mind. They don't know any better. How hard is it going? You're going to need the power of the Holy Ghost when you speak to them to cut through that darkness. You're not just going to intellectually talk to them. Well, there's lots of diseases, and if you really were with a woman, maybe you would know better. No, what are you going to argue? There's nothing to argue. They have a reprobate mind. You got to speak. You got to say repent, right? You got to preach in there Jesus, that He's going to cut through the darkness, right? Because their mind is reprobate, messed up, fallen, darkened, evil. They're prisoners. They're prisoners in their mind to do those things which are not convenient, and being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness. That's a bad lineup right there. You don't want to see that lineup coming if that's on your cell block in hell. That's rough. But guess what? Filled with, is that like filled with the Holy Ghost? Oh no, but there's full and filled. We're fixing to hear them. Because there's the second word backing it up. You're filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of, filled with. Now you're full of, right? Double tap, pop, pop, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful. I'm about to pass out because I'm running out of oxygen. Just trying to read that list. Who knowing, here we go though, man, 32. This is it, kill shot right here. It's all bad news, but this is right between the eyes. Who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Oh my gosh. I brace my heart for real. I mean, for real. So you think about things in your life. Let's think if it was something a pagan worship. Let's make up a name. Easter. Let's just make one up. Who knowing the judgment of God, how He deals with false idols and false worship. You know it because I just said it to you if you possibly listen this far along. That they which commit such things are worthy of death. Oh man, did I do that this year? I tried not to. But then what I do, I did hide some colored golf balls. I didn't do eggs. I still think I'm guilty. I didn't none of the bunny rabbits, didn't do none of the other stuff. I hid some colored golf balls. It's just to make peace. That they which commit such things are worthy. I guess I'm worthy of death. But I did it. I didn't just say no. I didn't want to pay the price of saying no. I commit such things are worthy of death. Not only do the same, yep, I knew it. I did the same thing, and I don't know if I had pleasure in them that do them. I didn't. I felt pretty bad the whole time, but that's the way it is. We know sin in our life. Oh man, yeah, maybe if you are struggling with fornication or some kind of other sin like that, and this world's rampant with not only doing it, being out in that and in those relationships, but also taking pleasure in them that do them. I think that's almost our our world, right? Our world where that one's like tattoos 2020. All right, that's sad. All right, let's get pull back from that. Oh my gosh, I took you guys right to the gate of hell. Matter of fact, we hopped in a boat and we drifted through it because that was hell, man. That Romans first chapter, that's hell, brother. Hell. And lets us know we're in hell because those people it talked about, they're all around us. That's the world we live in. Man, it choked me up right there for a minute. All right, but let's talk Roman. This would be a buddy of, well, Constantine's later now, you know what I mean? I mean, Jesus, well, we're talking in Acts is, we're 40, 40 something, maybe. I don't even know. I'm a different place in the book of Acts, so I feel like I have schizophrenia. But it's around 40. Well, this is, 300 years later, almost. Constantine. But this sort of tells, it appears that the churches in Syria, which is north of Israel, and Mesopotamia, that's the whole, we've already talked about all that, continues to follow the custom of the Jews and celebrated Easter on the 14th day of the moon, whether falling on a Sunday or not. Okay, so what's happening here is he's saying, well, those churches that are in that area, backside of Israel, maybe Iraq, places like that, they're sticking with this Jewish custom. Because remember, Constantine's hijacked Christianity now, but it's already semi-state religion already, right? This is 300 years later, longer than the U.S., longer than when George Washington was rattling around, right? From us, right? So they've already done the Sunday thing, especially all the Roman churches. Again, it's not called the Holy Roman Empire or anything now. That's later. I'm just saying, but there is the church, and there's big contingency in Rome, and there even in 325 they get this council together. That's where we got it. We came up with the canon. They came up with the canon. Man, their church in Northern Africa, they're all over the place. But these guys are trying to normalize it, man. And so, but he's drawing a difference between there's some that went off the moon, and that's where the feasts go off of. That's where the months go. That's where the calendar goes off of for the Jews. It goes off the moons, not off, the Gregorian calendar that we follow, which these guys didn't even have back then either. I think Constantine had a different calendar. I'm getting lost here. Okay, I'm getting back on track. Basically, this is saying how he's still calling it Easter, that the Christians are celebrating Easter, but they're still doing it at Passover. He's saying Passover. But now all the other churches, so we're talking about Asia Minor, Turkey, Greece, Italy, right? Northern Africa. All the other churches observed, Europe period, observed the solemnity on Sunday only. So it's a big deal. Here, these are, remember, you say Ishtar, Easter. So these are Easter eggs. These eggs were dipped in the blood of infants at the altar of the fertility goddess. I wasn't there. I didn't see anybody dipping, but these are things I showed you before. Here's the fertility goddess. This is Ishtar, the Oster, and other names that she's called, right? The Assyrian and Babylonian goddess. That's Fertile Crescent. We just heard Constantine talking about it. Of fertility and sex, right? Okay. This is such an obvious truth. It's unbelievable. You know, Gaia, Ashtaroth, Ishtar, Artemis, Venus, Aphrodite, Semiramis, Nature, Great Mother. Yeah, just pick a name. Now I had this one's boobies and whatnot covered up because I thought, hey man, I'm trying to run a clean show here. This girl had too many boobies to cover up, and I thought if any person possibly looks at those things and goes, "That's a positive thing," that would really gross me out. This is a real big deal, man. This is big. This is old big deal, right? This is taking off that scroll in a Sumer. Old snake-headed boy over here, right? I mean, it's old. OLD. Get me going. There's old Easter and the rabbit. I think some Orthodox people in here just to share the love on this high organized religion. Let they all gussied up. I'm guessing these are the Greek Orthodox, but because that sort of looks Greeky to me as opposed to Roman or something else. But yeah, they got Mary up here. Oh, excuse me, it's not Mary. That's it's Isis and or Semiramis and Tammuz. Same people we're talking about with Easter, by the way. Just FYI. I love this church I talked about before, man. They're gonna have their Easter sunrise service, but man, they got the Trinity, 3 pyramids. Gross. That's something I would have done that years ago. Oh yeah, man. Trinity means Trinity, man. I'm going to triple Trinity, man. I think the New Jerusalem might be a pyramid coming down. Why not? Uh, I mean, there's lots of reasons it could be. So I ain't just trying to dog these people. Maybe they're onto something. I think they're onto something. I think they're all goddess worship and stuff. But my problem is they're rolling into Christianity. I like this one I did before because it asked, Lakewood's Easter service. Mariah Carey. Kanye is now, of course, Jesus. Oh wait, he was Jesus then. Now he's a Christian. I'm sorry, I had that backwards. And then this is whatever that dude is. Perry. Those the movie things. Yeah. And there's Joel himself. I like this bunny rabbit because this one's more like it. He looks like a criminal. Oh, he's a criminal, all right. The meaning of Easter. This is tongue in cheek, people. Christmas celebrates the birth of Jesus, and Easter celebrates Jesus' death and resurrection. Christmas and Easter are the 2 most important festivals in the Christian calendar. Really? I think she's right. But not in the real Christian calendar, right? Because they aren't even feasts. Right? We're not even talking trumpets, tabernacles, right? Passover. I don't know enough about the feast. So I wish I did. I want to turn my attention towards that. Right? This is the Roman God. This is a wolf or something. This is a Remus and Romulus, I think, the 2 guys. This is long. This is old, right? Did Rome? Anyway, who Rome's named after. But it's a lot like that fertility guy. But that's a pretty nasty fertility beast right there. But don't. They said they made images. I love this one here. What if I told you that Easter was pagan and not of God? Would you? Anyway, I think it's pretty funny. I don't like the rest of it, but I like the little shock value of that. Oh, this is just more of the same kind of stuff. It's just, I mean, come on, man. Yeah, Jesus' death and resurrection, definitely not a Bible story. It's not, the Bible story is not Easter, it's Passover. Man, my face is just all in the wrong spot. Let's go center mass. Where's Syria? I mean, is it by the arms that you know that that's not, you know, which deity these things are? You got the honeycomb on the head. Could be a snake. I don't know. I don't really care. Here's something from the Kansas City Catholic. It's a paper from back 1893. I've heard this before. The Catholic Church, of its own infallible authority, created Sunday a holy day to take the place of the Sabbath of the old law. Well, there you got it. Straight from the horse's mouth. They switched it themselves. Wasn't God. Oh, wait, they are God. Yeah, their Pope speaks as God. Man, I got to move my face again. Sorry. I don't know if I can move my face. Oh, there I go. These guys are, I don't think they're right, but whatever. Easter is a religious celebration of the resurrection of Jesus. It is Christianity's oldest and most important holiday. Can you imagine that? I might have to kick somebody's butt. It's the oldest and most important holiday. Dude, Jesus has been dead for 10 years in this little part. These people still celebrate the feast. I know the terrible truth. When did celebrating the feast stop? Why am I not celebrating the feast? I've got to. I got to switch over. Not because I'm trying to be Jewish. I passed on a barbecue sandwich today. My kid said, "What are you, Jewish?" Good Lord. Passover was long before Easter, losers. Although the resurrection was likely celebrated before then, the first recorded observance took place in the 2nd century, 200 years after Jesus. I'm not even going down there because that would require some kind of scholarly work, and I'm no scholar. I'm just saying, let's think about this. The tradition of painting and decorating Easter eggs began in the 13th century when churchgoers were prohibited from eating eggs during Holy Week, but decorated eggs that chickens laid during that week. Well, I hate to tell you, man, I think we got some history of these eggs way back in the day with Ishtar. The Easter rabbit originated in the 17th century and gained prominence in the 19th century in Switzerland. It was a cuckoo that brought Easter eggs, and in Westphalia, it was a fox. I'm thinking they're missing something here. I'm thinking we've seen some old eggs around this pagan fertility stuff. The point is that it never integrated, the fertility stuff never integrated into the Christian stuff. Come on. I mean, it's only because of some pastor. How stupid do you have to be thinking that? This is why. It's a fertility thing. The name Easter is of a fertility goddess. And this moron who did the last one is like, oh, well, we got the eggs because of this, and we got the rabbit. Dude, it's a fertility. Don't think eggs have something to do with fertility? What the heck is wrong? That's what I'm saying, man. It's got to be one of these lightning bolts, which I'm not like, that'd be God like, what did you say? I'm really thinking, what happened to this girl? What happened to everybody? We all lightning bolted in the heads that we can't see this? How nasty it is? It's crazy. So just this is psycho what everybody put together in this little thing. I don't even get it. But one of the things these serious Christians, are all over is that Easter falls on the following Sunday. This is their pro Easter. Easter falls on the Sunday following the first full moon after the March equinox. Not in the Jewish world, it doesn't. Oh, okay. In this world, it does. The first Sunday, not so many days. All right. The name Easter comes from, let's say it, comes from Eostra. Guys, I don't think anybody's looking at me anyway. Eostra, the Anglo-Saxon goddess of spring and fertility. Why is that not a big deal? What do you think Jesus is calling us out of? A pagan world to be holy. Be holy as I am holy. These people have no clue. The word Easter comes from Eostra, the Anglo-Saxon name of a pagan goddess of spring and fertility, whose festival was celebrated the vernal equinox. What this makes so much more sense. Let's just call it Easter, a pagan one. This girl who's holding the nice Easter egg with, obviously this is an ancient drawing. No. She's got her blood red Easter egg. What is that? Like your eternity sign on there? All right. Winter's darkness gives way to Suna's lengthening journey, warming the days best, the earth, awakening the seeds within. Freyr visits, and Thor blesses the fields as the sprouts emerge from their slumber. Ostara brings the turning time to welcome the change and gladden our hearts. She shimmers with the colors of the flowers, reaching for the sun. Honor her this tide with colored eggs, beautiful songs, and bright remembrances. Hail to Ostera, goddess of the spring, renewing our hearts with love, hope, and joy. By Jane Chajur. Yeah, I'll tell you the truth. I completely get how somebody is going to welcome and love springtime. Like if you didn't know God, I mean, that's awesome. And to have hope, you do. But when we get saved, we're coming out of a world of darkness or of limited understanding or worshiping these lesser entities, lesser than God, greater than us in a lot of ways. We can coming out of knowing all this sort of hidden knowledge, superstition kind of stuff, and into the knowledge of truth. I get how the pagans do all this stuff, and it all seems pretty nice, except for the killing babies and stuff like that. But other than that, it's all nice. I'm okay with that. For non-Christians, I really am. Okay, go for it. But if you're a Christian, how much of a Christian are you if you can't even recognize this? And much less this whole Tammuz, Nimrod, Semiramis, uh, Queen of Heaven story. But you pause it here. You want to read it, you can read it. Let's just talk about where, again, we're our church, we're Protestants, right? Not we Protestants. I don't know what you are. But a lot of us were in Protestant religions that came out of the protests, like which we all just know Luther, but really more than Luther. And not just Zwingli, Calvin, people, or people before that were pulling away. But the Catholic Church was the church, the world church, preeminent. And the real believers were not Catholic. They were not that they weren't Christians in the Catholic Church then and now, but they were killing all the other Christians around the world without going into it. So let's just see if it's obvious. But we know that this Easter concept stuff, it came out of Catholicism, just like Sunday did. But whatever, I don't leave Sunday alone. Bible tells you some people have a tradition of meeting on Sundays, but it didn't correlate with changing the Sabbath. Anyway, let's just notice this: 10 Commandments. I showed this to you guys before. Number 2, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images. Well, look, the Catholic Church is just nothing but a disaster, and Episcopal Church and a lot of other churches. You can minimize the 10 Commandments if you want to, but go out and kill somebody. You don't be minimizing that one. But I mean, the answer is, well, Jesus, he did away with the Old Testament. We're not under the law, but under grace. That's just retarded. I mean, trust me, that's the greatest news ever. Is that truth? But This notion of doing away with the law is ridiculous. Okay. Number 2 is that no graven images. That's pretty easy to see. 4 is remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy. Now, I don't see any of them in here that no one would say they've gone away except the Sabbath. Now, Jesus tells us he's the Sabbath. So I'm sort of with that. I don't really feel like I'm a Jewish dude under the Sabbath. But I'll tell you what the Sabbath day isn't. It ain't Sunday. The Romans knew it too, the Roman church. But most of us don't in this world. So here's what they had to do. You got the 10 Commandments, right? We just read it. You shall not make for yourself an idol. Well, look who's over at the Catholic 10 Commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord God your God name. Shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Well, that's number 3. A different interpretation nonetheless, but still, even we just know it's number 3. They did away with the images. Right? Remember the Sabbath. They changed it to the Lord's Day. It's not the Lord's Day. I've looked into that. I'm not convinced. And they split the last one into 2, which you could see if my computer wouldn't pop up. Not covered your neighbor's house. And they split it into wife and goods. All right, this ain't KJV over here. It definitely ain't KJV over here. But you get the point. The Catholic Church literally changed the Lord's Day from the Sabbath. That's the changing of time right there. Definitely changed the word. They're the ones that gave us Easter. This is a verse from Ezekiel you can look at. I read you guys before when I did the Acts 12 study. But Ezekiel 8 will talk about how that Ezekiel, the Lord showed Ezekiel that in the temple they were worshiping other pagan gods, and part of that these other people were worshiping in the temple. Let me say that temple got destroyed, right? At the door, this first temple, this is Solomon's temple. At the door of the temple of the Lord, between the porch and the altar, were about 5 and 20 men with their backs towards the temple of the Lord and their faces towards the east. And they worshiped the sun towards the east. You know what I'm saying? The Catholics literally, I've seen written, which I've shared with y'all, that they'll call Jesus the Son of Justice, S-U-N. So there's a lot more in here. Greater abominations. They even mentioned Tammuz. That's baby Jesus. There's fake baby Jesus. It's mentioned right here in the Bible in Ezekiel. This is big time, and it's not a really minor issue I'm talking about. For some reason, we're just completely blind to it. And I'm saying it because God tells us to be holy. Because I, the Lord your God, am holy. Leviticus 19:2. Easter is not an innocent thing. It is worshiping another God. It is not holy. All these kids, these little girls, let's just feed them to the machine. All this fertility. It's right in there with all the other feasts, right? With Halloween and all these other um, ancient days. It's another religion. That's all. That's what it is. It's another religion, right? It's not just nothing. It's not just a mistake. It starts with the kids, man. Kids love it. Celebrating spring equinox with kids. I like the name. It's by Ozark Pagan Mama. These people overseas are leading the whole little group down here. They're going to throw this thing in the water because she's the drowning goddess or something like that. It's bad. Happy Easter, right? The light overtakes the night. Look, they're cute as buttons. These little kids hunting Easter eggs. I had two boys. They were never as cute as these girls, but man, they were cute. Man, a little spring thing, carrying their little baskets, running around looking for eggs. I was all in. Cute little bunnies. I don't know about that bunny there. She's a cutie though. And then even as they grow up, it's just cute and cute and cute. Put bunny rabbits on there. What's bunnies? Oh, I forgot. That's right. Bunny's a symbol of, or sex symbol for fertility. That's a great idea. Great idea. Only good could come from this cute stuff. Of course, you got cute mama doing it. You got little bunny ears. Wait, we don't call them bunny ears when they put them on adults. Do we call them Playboy bunny ears? Uh huh. Okay. So this is, well, is this the mama of these little sweet babies? Because this girl might be up to no good. I don't know if she's got a wedding ring out. I don't see one. But if this is your wife, you might want to try to keep her in because she looks like she looks at the bunny look about her. Yep. This is all Easter gods of fertility and the rabbit. Yep, this is messed up. Welcome to our world. That's not good. Surely has nothing to do with this. Got nice little girls with bunny. Oh, there's nice little girls with bunny ears. They're all posed up. She's all posed up. Got the eggs, got the chickens, got the flowers. Sure. I guess this girl's got bunny ears too. Man, I see Easter. I really do. I see the Easter part of how even these little girls dressed up. Just go ahead and train them up right. And sure. Everybody knows what Easter Bunny is. These girls too. Hold your eggs on your little sticks. Smile. Right. Dress up pretty. This girl too. She's right there. Got bunny ears on. Okay. Well, bunny ears here. What? She the maid? No. She's taking a picture of her in that bathroom for some reason, but these girls would never do that. There's nothing ever that would, even though they have bunny ears. No, I'm insane even thinking this. I was even worried about people thinking bad thoughts of me by just me putting those, getting those, downloading those images. Like, holy moly! Yeah, nothing like that's going to happen. These people, these girls, no, they'd never do this. Take a selfie and just try. No, well, they are modeling and they're just standing there trying to look pretty. I guess this girl's just standing. No, surely not. No, of course not. And come on, this is just impossible. Watch out now. Where are we going here? Well, we got the baby. We got a bunch of the babies that grew up, evidently. Hello, ladies. Got the mama. She's still trying to make it happen. You're still cute, even though you're not one of these Hugh Hefner girls anymore. Yeah, I can see it. I can see girl with her, boobies and whatnot, trying to. Except that she got these nasty feet, so I don't know. Maybe those are high heels. Look, this fertility sex festival that we enroll our kids in is gross. You get the old lady here in the house. I guess you do what you want to do. These girls, I don't know what young adults do. This poor baby over here, I don't think you should be sacrificing that baby to this goddess right here. I mean, with a super small G. But what does it matter? It don't matter. That was a joke. Smoking a stogie. He's just a dude at a strip club with pointy ears, bad sunburn, some great hair, and he's got these two. Well, I mean, even that what's that girl pop singer has horns coming out of her head. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing scary about that. And all these bunnies are so happy. Look how happy she is. Oh, she's so cute. Look at her hair. She's so happy. Got that cute black dress. Oh, she's got such a nice figure. Oh my goodness. You tell him, Harry, the devil. Yeah, yeah. She's a cutie. I'll be nice to you. I got money. Come on, hang out with me. I'll take care of you. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Harry, the nasty demon over here, is has nothing but the best interest. He's not going to do anything that would possibly hurt that poor girl. Gross, heartbreaking people. That's more like it, sister. Girl, open your eyes. Open your eyes. Put your drawers back on. It's a devil. Run away. No, no, my mommy told me to dress like this. Bunny ears, cute outfit. Yay! Yep, for a devil. Yep, probably more like that. I don't know. I mean, who are you sacrificing your baby to? Ishtar? Don't you think you need to know what Easter is? What thinking person finds any correlation between a bunny rabbit and eggs to Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection? There is none. It's clearly a fertility issue. Why are we so blind to this? I'm willing to go with it. You're going to have that child. You're going to serve your child. Some other people are going to consume her. Probably true with boys too. Probably true with my own boys. There's where it goes. There's a bunny. Everybody hoards themselves out for money. But girls, really, this stuff really happens to girls. They really want to be cute and pretty and loved and accepted because of all that kind of stuff. And man, they have to do terrible things to get that. But they were trained as a kid. I mean, dressing them up and having them doing a bunch of fertility rituals. Well, because there's none of that stuff's real, right? The fertility rituals aren't real because there's nothing real. It's not a supernatural world. It's a scientific world. There's no way making a bunch of uh, stuff, doing a bunch of worship ceremonies to uh, spiritual entities like powers of spiritual wickedness in high places, or like clearly that Ishtar, Easter, the Westra, that's a big time false deity. So I mean that's more like a principality maybe. So yes, going out there and doing all that stuff and participating in the rituals, um, sitting on Mr. Bunny's lap. There's no correlation between this. Oh, but guess what? There is. Well, I'm a pretty good person. I'm going to go to heaven. Well, God, remember, I'm trying real hard. Please help me. God, please meet my financial need. Lord, please help me. Please help me. Please help me. Please help me while I go worship. It's heartbreaking. I just don't, and I'm using Easter as an example. But Easter is an easy example. These poor babies dressed up with fertility bunny ears, which bunnies screw all the time. And we have a world covered up in fornication, prostitution, and human trafficking, and every other nastiness. I think these are famous people. I don't really know, but maybe not. But I don't care if they have money or not. I don't even know. right? This is probably the story that goes on all the time. You know where drugs slash sorcery take you? Takes you to charity. Look at these little babies, right? You think this just happens out of the blue? You don't think a lot of this is associated with sex and drugs and money and riotous living and intoxication and being around the wrong people? You think some guy's going to hit this girl? She was around a guy who was going to not do anything until he got married and was in the Word every day with her. You think that guy's hitting this girl, right? You think these girls right here? I don't know how old they are. I don't know if that's a girl. It might be a dude. I don't know anything about them. Look at them though. In my opinion, this is Easter. Here's taking the girls to the fertility goddess. Right? Well, I didn't come out that way, and I'm not that way yet, but a lot of people did. This is part of our world that Jesus saves us from. Now, we don't need to go worship some fertility goddess or whatever else you think you're worshiping on a Sunday. Even the Blessed Virgin Mary, ain't nothing blessed or virginal about that girl. These are people. These are somebody's daughter. Again, that might be a dude. I don't know. But whatever. Lost it all. If these people are alive, Lord have mercy on them. It's the real devil. Everybody wants money, 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 money. See, money has the power. Probably money has the power of this poor child. Man, look at that face right there. That'll make you cry. That's the devil. There is the devil. And there is the devil. The other side of Easter. Ishtar. There she is. Hey, Ishtar. You know, what a great holiday you have. Babies are still being sacrificed for you. This girl's, I don't even know. I'm moving on. I can't take looking at it. Cute bunnies. This one's got a cross. This is a hallway of some kind of project or something. I don't know where it is. I don't know what country or something. Like, who's worshiping the sex goddess? Because we know this is where it leads. That's where it leads. You wouldn't know it though, because it's so glamorous. These girls kissing this guy, just wanting to be in the picture. They've already gotten so naked for him and done everything else for him. Dyed and makeup like eggs themselves. Yeah, Easter's awesome. Easter's going to make me cuss in about 2 minutes. I think that was a Halloween party. He really wore horns. He's dead now. I don't know if he's got the velvet smoking jacket in heaven. This guy might be able to steal your babies, or could have, because he has a bunch of money and babies might want to be famous or something like that. He might get steal them. But I'm thinking Easter, man, you're dragging those babies right out and giving them to them. That's the most extreme thing you probably ever heard about Easter, but it is a ceremony to a fertility goddess. So bring your little girls down, put their little poor bunny ears on them, right? Teach them how to roll their eggs. Trust me, there's a father up there that's happy about it. But people sacrifice their kids to idols all the time. Sacrificing children to idols, nothing new. Nothing new. But it's still sad to me. Here he is. Here's that daddy of Easter, preacher of Easter. Preaching that Easter, brother. Preach it. And all the bunch of the other, not all the others, the biggest thing in the world. There's the preacher of Easter sitting on his throne. Bring me children. I love the children. Let me bring them to my master. Here he is, as you can see plainly, the big serpent, dragon, coming out of the abyss. Truth. Yep, we're going to pray your girls down to all those boys right there that have not been with a woman forever because they're in some kind of a messed up sex cult. Yeah, I'm sure they'll be fine. So sweet. It is sweet. I mean, all the colors are beautiful. They really are. I don't think having a good time in spring's a problem. I think taking where our Lord was resurrected out of the grave, out of death, which is the exact opposite of this, death to life, and you take it and then you pour out your children, putting ears on them and dressing them up and beautiful and sending them all around when you know it's a fertility ritual, but you want to do it for your own vain purposes. And that you want to do it for your own vain purpose. I've talked to myself. I had to kick my own butt. Oh, Lord, have mercy on us, man. It is a complicated world. This truth hidden here, so obvious. And there's so much other truth in that Bible that's just hidden. But this should be the easy. This is the softball. This is the easy one. We got to get Easter right. Question is, will you quit something you know is wrong? Enjoying a pagan holiday with Christian name is okay if it just doesn't matter to God. You think it matters to God? Man, if it does matter to God, I'm thinking he's really pissed. I'm thinking I don't want to be on that because I read in Romans 1 how what happens when he's upset, how he turns people over. He gave people up, turned them over to nasty stuff. I don't want some big hairy 300-pounder working me over because I've been turned over to a reprobate mind. I want to avoid that, right? I want to avoid that terribly. Father, deliver me from that. You know, any aspect of this wrong stuff, Lord, please. I want to be worshiped holy like you. All right, so I'm wrapping it up. Be holy because I, the Lord your God, am holy. God's holy. We need to be holy. Father, have mercy on us and deliver us from this deceptive world. Lord, we weren't thinking about trying to give our kids up to something else, but I don't want to participate in that worship. Please deliver the kids, Lord. Please have mercy and forgive and relent. I'll probably tell you, if anybody's listening, maybe we've already been turned over to these nasty things, and that's why we got so much nastiness in our life. Now let's repent. Ask the Lord to remove those curses from us. Remove those things. Oh, he'll never curse a believer. Well, call it what you want. He certainly disciplines the children he loves. You know what? I think a lot of things happen. I step out and do something stupid, I pay the price. I hit my head on this desk as hard as I can, I'm probably going to pay some kind of price because I did it myself. I was stupid. Lord, help us. We love you, Father. Please help us. Help our whole country. Deliver us from some deception. Lord, help us each be a part of bringing somebody else out. Got any questions? Give me a call. In the name of Jesus. Amen. Adios.